Going on, champ?
How are you?
Good. Yourself?
Very good.
Hey, congratulations this past weekend at TKO. Your third straight consecutive title defense. How does it feel?
Pretty good, man. I think Yanni was a lot tougher than I thought he was going to be honest. Or faster, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
And that was something that I maybe overlooked. But aside from that, it couldn't have gone more smoothly.
Yeah. So just to let people know, I'm talking with Malcolm Gordon, the current flyweight champion of TKO, hopefully soon to be making a splash in the UFC. You're definitely, making your case for it. 3 straight defenses, and your past fight, we're gonna dive much more into it, was extremely impressive because your last 3 fights, first of all finishes, all by submission, not even including your one before by KO. But you're bringing the flyweight a lot of noise. That's something that even the UFC can do in a lot of different organizations. How does it feel that as a flyweight, as a lower weight class, you're bringing so much noise and so much attention to your division?
Well, I don't know, to be honest. just because it's a little discouraging at the same time because they traded off Demetrius Johnson, and obviously, I don't think they have much interest in the flyweight division, to be honest. I don't think UFC is even really signing active flyweights. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think my only shot, to be honest, is at 135. So, the 135 is a pretty big. Those are some big guys, and that's just it. But yeah, man, it's flyweights for sure. They're always talking about how they don't really finish fights, and they're just very. We're fast, or everybody always just says them that they're always the most exciting fights, but very rarely do you see a finish. Sometimes they go all 3-5 rounds, whichever. So whatever though, man. I train for finishes, and I get anxious if I don't finish these guys.
Yeah, and that's the thing you're saying. That big trade. First of all, biggest trade in MMA, the first ever trade off in MMA, and it kind of sucks even that you hear Cejudo now he's going up to 135. He's trying to save flyweight, but him going to 135 isn't kind of doing that. And a lot of these flyweights are not getting the finishes, but you're getting the finishes. And if people are gonna watch flyweights, man, I recommend they watch you because like we were talking about, you finished majority of your fights, and your last fight was really interesting because Sherbatov, obviously well-known declarative fighter. He had you hurt in the first couple of minutes in that fight. We thought that you were down and out, but you had that championship heart. You came back and you went to your bread and butter, which is that beautiful ground game, which not taking anything away from your stand-up. You going in, you getting his back right away, and him jumping down to the ground, making you tight that rear naked choke. So, tell us at that moment, how hurt were you really from that liver shot?
I was pretty hurt. Obviously, my body shut down. I had to take a knee and regain myself, get back up to my feet. Like I said in the interview, there's no way I was letting myself go down by a body shot.
Yeah.
So it was what it was, but it's kind of like a testament to how good a shape I was in because to recover from a body shot that hard, 2 of them actually, you ripped the body with the
hook, yeah.
With the hook first, and then he threw the liver kick right afterwards while I was trying to recover from the first shot. I was he just overwhelmed me, to be honest, at first, and it is what it is. But yeah, I was in good shape, man. Got back up to my feet, held against the fence, and then as soon as I got my hands on him, I was like, okay, this guy's fucking fast, but he's not very strong. Mm-hmm. So then I was like, okay, we're gonna get him on the ground. Got him on the ground, and then held him down.
And it was very impressive. Like you're talking about, he was really fast, really explosive. But when he was exchanging with you and he was hitting you with those 4 to 8 shot combinations, you weren't really hurt until that lower shot to the hook, and then later on the roundhouse kick, which maybe the knee was more directed to your stomach. That kind of caused the damage. And then later on, like you said, you went down to the ground, beautiful choke, And I want to know, I think a lot of people do, and I don't know, you probably addressed it many times, but after the fight, it's probably the adrenaline after you win that kind of fight, and, this fight for TKO, especially for a flyweight, was really big, coming up from Sherbatov to you, was a very big fight, and the way it happened so quick, and all talk aside, what happened at the end that you were kind of yelling in his face? Could you explain to us what you said exactly, and why you went
it
so
was
crazy?
more of like it was more of like I kind of stated in one of my Facebook posts, but it was like doubt me now. You know what I mean? Like because I do feel like they were overhyping Sherbatov a lot, and when he was called for the show, I was obviously upset about that. Like I feel like a lot of the times I don't get a fair shake in the flyweight division. Aside from I'm constantly the underdog in Montreal, which is fine. But I finish all of their guys.
Yeah.
I'm constantly, Sherbatov went to the show. They picked him because he was a champ. But at the time, I had just lost my Havoc title. But I still had more fights than him, and he was still pretty green at that time to be part of the show. And for them to call him over me, it kind of, and then the years of like him on his shows, and just like not getting any really real respect from this division in that sense of him always being considered the number one flyweight. I had more finishes than this guy has fights.
Yeah.
So, it was just frustrating. You know what I mean? So then everybody hyped this guy up to be such a, they even in the interview, just like the number one flyweight, not signed to the UFC. It's like, for what? Like, who the hell has he fought? Who is he beat? That's so spectacular. Aside from Zach Markovsky, but like even that, like, okay, so one guy, right?
So there's a lot of frustration that the hype train that was behind him and not you, when you are the champ, you are the current champ, and you are an exciting fighter. That was pretty much kind of like, well, what you got to say now kind of thing?
100%. 100%.
And now, a lot of fighters get that, and like you said, it's kind of an unfortunate, but it shouldn't be an unfortunate thing that you are in the flyweight division, you are in one of the lighter weight classes, that there's not that recognition, and they were building him up, and now that you beat him, it's, no one's really talking about it now. So, now the aftermath of it, how do you feel? Do you still feel the same way about him? Do you still feel the same way about the division?
Absolutely not. I see Yanni now as a great training partner, a huge ally. If I ever need a good southpaw to train with, I gave him a huge hug after the fight, and I was stoked that we finally got this over with and done. And win, lose, or draw, it was going to be the same way, because that fight definitely brought out the best in me. And especially to come back from adversity with the body kick and whatnot. But I'm very surprised too. So for a lot of people that don't know, me and him, we were on the same bracket for the Ontario Open.
Okay.
Last year. It was like it's a jiu-jitsu tournament, whatever, for the gi. And we were in the both weight classes in the same bracket. I found out about that like 2 days before, and I actually I watched. I had them call my name to the podium like 17 times, looking for me, and they were all pointing at me, and I wasn't stepping on stage. I was like, "There's no fucking way I'm gonna grapple this guy for free. I know we're gonna fight. And I don't want him to see how good at jiu-jitsu I am."
Mm-hmm.
So that would have been we were both competing at brown belt at that time. He got his black belt the exact same day as me, and
it was meant to be.
It was meant to be, man. There's no way I was going to give this guy an edge and kind of show him, like, have him second guess. Maybe he doesn't want to take this fight, because I will say one thing. I've dedicated my life to my craft, and my craft is jiu-jitsu. It's no secret now. There's no secret, so I've dedicated my life to this. So I'm very confident in my skills on the ground against 90% of the people at my weight.
Yeah.
So that being said, I knew I was going to have an advantage on the ground with Yanni, but I just had to, you got to get there, and you can't be desperate in the sense of like diving for takedowns.
Yeah.
So maybe you got to take a couple shots first, but it works out.
So like like we were saying before, you're a finisher. Your last 3 fights have been submission, and obviously you making a great kind of case of you being in that UFC caliber. Then we talk about this flyweight division, what's going on. How much weight do you cut? And 135, like you said, there are bigger guys, but how would you fare going up to 135? Is it too much of a weight gain? I know you feel very comfortable at 125. It is your weight. You're very long. You're very. It shows that it's the weight for you. But if it comes down that the 135 might have to be a move for your career, how do you feel about that?
We're gonna have to see. Like obviously, I don't have the best record at 135 pounds. But I'll have to see. Obviously, things will change. Obviously, with my weight, with my strength and conditioning coach, and maybe adding on some more muscle. But like I walk around at about 150 pounds, 150, 155.
Okay.
So I'm not a small flyweight.
All right, that's walking big, man. That's a big, and it just shows the devotion that you're cutting. That's a lot of weight to cut.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So that's it. So it's an extra, maybe 5 pounds of muscle that you have to put on for me to stay competitive at 135 pounds. It would have to take the UFC. That would be the only motivation for me to do it. I wouldn't do it for any other promotion. Let's be honest.
Okay, and now for obviously your fight just happened not even a week ago. You're the champion. There's a big target on your back. Do you see any opponents now? Is there anybody that's intriguing? Is there any names that TKO is giving you next? Are you just laying back, seeing the competition? What's going on for you right now? Like I said, not even a week after the fight, but
honestly, I would love more than anything to sit back for once and watch, a couple of the flyweights just like fight amongst themselves, and let's find out, because it really is going to show the level of how much more ahead I am than them. Like they're fighting one another and going 3 rounds with each other, and I'm finishing them in a round. So I would love to watch them. Maybe Sherbatov and the young Laramie, or Mancini and Sherbatov.
That's a good fight.
Or Jordan Graham versus Sherbatov. Somebody else. Just go and just get out there and so I can be the guy that sits and commentates on their fights for once and pick them apart and watch them for a year and still come up with nothing. You know what I mean? Like, so it's just, it is what it is, man.
No, well, like you're saying, it's a good opportunity for a lot of people to see the flyweight division, which is stagnating. Guys like Sherbatov, Mancini, these are guys which that fight definitely. I think it definitely makes sense for both of them to square off. That's something super exciting, and it could probably show off the flyweight division for a bit. And to see you too, obviously, I definitely follow you. You're one of my favorite fighters actually in TKO. You, Marc-Andre Barriault, there's a lot of guys. Mancini himself too. Guys are spectacular athletes, and it's amazing that you guys are bringing TKO up. It's been a long time that we haven't seen that audience for TKO, but now it's happening because of guys like you. And you're, like I said, you're an intelligent guy. It would be awesome to see you commentate when there's a fight, possibly Sherbatov against Mancini. So it would be definitely cool for you to commentate. Did you ever think about that?
I would love to see that fight. I think, especially Mancini calling me out after his last fight, wanting a rematch.
How do you feel about that call out?
Sorry?
How do you feel about that call out?
Well, first of all, he was finished by myself. And then to come back with like a lay on the guy's leg for 3 rounds performance, played safe. I'll tell you right now, he'll get finished again by me if he wants to fight me. again. You know what I mean? It's just like at this point, it's like pick an arm or a neck. You know, which one do you want to lose? So
Yeah, man.
I would love to see him fight Sherbatov.
Yeah.
I think Sherbatov would beat him too.
Okay.
So I don't think that rematch will happen.
So Sherbatov versus Mancini, you're picking Sherbatov all the way.
100%, absolutely. He's nothing against Mancini, but Sherbatov is no slouch, and you know if it wasn't for my groundwork, I would have been in for the fight of my life. That guy's so fast.
Yeah.
He hit so hard. It's like I blinked and I got hit 6 times.
Yeah, that combination was crazy.
And then I blinked again and I'm on the ground. Like he's crazy fast. He hits like a truck. There's no fucking way. There's no way he could. I don't think he's got to hold on to him. But I think Sherbatov realizes that he's a wrestler and he can prepare. Like it's very easy to plan for a guy that's just gonna dive for your legs and hold you. He's not gonna strike with him. So very easy fight to prepare for. So no, there's no way. Sherbatov has way too many tools for Mancini to beat him.
Wow, man. See, right now, you breaking out that fight, that's very interesting. So, and it's tight too because when you have such a dominant wrestler going against a guy at that speed, and it's crazy because, like you said, with the whole hype chain with Sherbatov, this is the kind of one of the biggest shows he was in, for a title fight against you, and that fight was not long, and in the first round, and his speed and just. It complements you both because you saw the speed and how that punch combination when he had you against the cage. I counted maybe 8, maybe 9 punches and going with the hook, then the kick, and then you were staggered. That guy is no slouch striking, and it just plays more compliment to you, saying that you withstand it, you got hurt, you came back and you finished the fight. So it's a big testament to you, to him, and I think Mancini has a lot to prove. I think he has a great camp, and that has to be the fight. I think me and you should be a matchmaker, man. I think we should get in a room. We had to tell TKO, hey man, we got a couple of fights for you guys. You guys, stay tuned. We'll give you a couple of guys to fight, and we should make some commission, man. We have to start doing this.
Yeah, there was a lot of great fights on that card for flyweights. I can't remember off the top of my head the names of the fighters, but that card had like four flyweight fights. That one, what's his name? He's a purple belt. He walked out with this gi. I can't remember his name, but also amazing fighter out of H2O. Great fight. Even him and Mancini, that's a close fight. I think he would probably, that was his pro debut, I think, and he showed more, all around skills and heart and whatnot than Mancini did in that fight. So, I'm not sleeping on the flyweights for TKO. I think they did a great job. I know they're bringing in a Japanese superstar as well. So, it's going to get better. But, I'm really hoping that, maybe I can get the chance to sit back and watch a couple of them fight and then choose who I think, first of all, is going to interest me the most to fight and put on the greatest show for, obviously, the fans as well, too.
So in this position, you defended the title multiple times. You want to lay back. How's the whole platform work? What's the blueprint? Does the president come to you like, okay, we got these couple of fighters who you want to fight, or they give you a guy like, okay, he's next? Like when it was you Mancini, when it was you and Sherbatov, was it like, okay, you're fighting him next? Or was it like, okay, you're in a room, there's a conversation, you're with your manager, with your team? How does that route go for your next opponent, which now your champion has to be different?
Well, basically, the last time I was put in a corner, I had to fulfill my final fight on the TKO contract.
Okay.
So they were basically like it's Sherbatov or Sherbatov, and you have to fight, or we extend your contract longer. So, I had no choice. I had to fight Sherbatov, and I knew this was going to happen. I knew it was going to be Sherbatov. Now I'm in a little bit different situation. So I gotta find an opponent first. So I'm looking for TKO's looking for an opponent for me this time.
Okay, and now, like you said, you want to take some time off. So
I
obviously,
don't necessarily want to take any time off, to be honest. I've just gotten into a routine. Like that fight was pushed back, since February, right?
yeah.
And I've been training since November for Sherbatov. So now I'm in a routine. I'll probably take this week off, eat as much junk food as possible, get back to normal next week. So, but if I could stay active, I would love to stay active. You're only young once, and you only have these opportunities, and when your body feels good, sometimes you got to keep going. You can't take a break because then that's when you can get hurt, right? But you keep moving, you don't stop, stay good.
Well, that depends on your training. When obviously you said your jujitsu was kind of it's your baby, it's your main background. But when now that hopefully I obviously want to see you soon. What's the game plan now? You go back next week. Are you just gonna is it be a light roll? How many times do you spar? Is it more pad work? Do you work on a card? What's your type of training now? Just staying in shape before hitting a training camp.
It's still nothing changes. Nothing changes. There's just no name in front of who you want. There's no motivation for. There's just no name in front of you. There's nothing that changes. I'm not the type of guy that does like light rolls. Nor am I the type of guy that's gonna, take a light like where I'm still gonna hit pads every day. I'm still gonna roll. I'm still gonna. The only thing that changes, is that now I can enjoy a little bit more time in the gi.
Okay.
That's the only thing that changes, though. And when you're training for an MMA fight, obviously it doesn't make any sense because of the grips. But man, now that there's no pressure, no nothing, just be creative in the gi. Such a beautiful feeling, man.
Would you want to get into a jiu-jitsu tournament? Like, just let's say there's no.
I would love to. I was thinking about maybe doing the Ontario Open this time. It's just when you've been cutting weight, it's like you don't want to really cut weight for free anymore.
Yeah.
But no, I would love to. It's actually on my bucket list now that I got my black belt. I want to represent the Jiu-Jitsu for Life team at black belt and maybe do one tournament at black. So you know what? I probably will compete at black belt this in May.
Well, you should, because every time, like you even said before, most of the TKO events are in Montreal. You're fighting a lot of Montreal boys. Obviously, I gotta rep Montreal. I love my city so much, but like it'd be good if you had somebody in your hometown. You being kind of the hero more than you playing the villain.
Yeah. So that's the only thing, man. It's a lot less more relaxed now, less stress. Yeah. So it's nice. It's nice.
Oh man, well, Malcolm, man, it's always a pleasure to talk to champions. But I gotta say, man, I love your style. I love the way you speak. I love your confidence, and I like that you don't shy away from the bullshit. You say it how it is, and man, I definitely appreciate you. I definitely want to see you back soon, and I definitely would like to train with you too, man. Get the honor to train with a high level black belt, the Brazilian.
Absolutely.
Because I'm a striker, but my jiu-jitsu isn't that tight, man. Like
it's okay. It's okay. There's my jiu-jitsu's not that tight either. That's the thing. It's a constant. You're constantly improving every day. A little bit every day. Every day, I pick one thing and I just obsessed about it. Drill it in my brain. And then it's just forever. It's a revolving door of just show up and train. It's good.
Yeah.
But we got lots of room. We got lots of room at Adrenaline, man. You ever come into London, Ontario? You come hit me up. You come. Let's go. We'll put the gi on. We'll roll.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna give you that call sooner than you think, man. It's not too far away from Montreal, so I'll definitely be giving you a call soon.
That's it, man.
I gotta thank you for coming on the show. The flyweight champ, Malcolm Gordon. It's been a pleasure talking to you, and hopefully we talk again, and maybe soon we can talk about that UFC debut, baby.
Absolutely.
Man, so take care, and we'll talk soon, brother.
Thanks for having me, man.
Thank you.